Let's go live.
Where's Jeff?
Just cooking with the kid.
Look, I have a little problem today. I didn't think I could do the show today. So if it's your first time here, please subscribe. I got eye troubles, and Dr. G, you're a doctor. You could explain it better what I have than I can because the way I speak doesn't make sense.
It's coffee talk with the Tika. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stefan and all his friends.
Oh man, you know what? I'm in the dark. It's not so bad to be in the dark like this. Looks good. It looks good. Well, I almost wasn't going to do the show today because my eye, it's this eye.
You're almost not doing the show today. You're on a teledoc appointment.
I kind of am. I went yesterday yesterday we had such a there was a major storm. It knocked out my whole internet, the whole electricity, everything in the house. And at the same time, I woke up. I was sleeping. What happened yesterday morning, 5 a.m. I was sleeping. I woke up and I felt like I had an eyelash in my eye. And then all day I couldn't open it. It's just like I'm doing the show right now. My eyes closed. I can't even see the comments. It doesn't even matter. So I can't even find the places where I'm supposed to click and all that good stuff. And then it felt like something sharp in my eye. I couldn't open it. And Amber's, go to the emergency. I don't want to go. People are sick. There's germs. So then I ended up going to 5:30, and there's a place. It's like a hotel. It was so nice. The people were so nice. But the doctor looked at my eye. He goes, "Good thing you came in. It's when you have dry eyes. When you open your eye, the skin it ripped the eyeball. Whatever in your own language, Dr. G, you could say it better than me." And they gave me some medicines with a tube, but they want me to go to today. I got to go to. They could check out the pressures and all this stuff.
This will be interesting because I used to work as I was moonlighting after my residency. So back in the days when you intentionally worked 18 and 20-hour days, but you had to make some money because residency basically doesn't pay you. And so I would work at urgent care, and I got all of the best cases there, including I had never even known how to work a slit lamp or work the things for the eyes. And we had people coming in for corneal abrasions, foreign bodies. And basically one of the techs there says, "Hey, what's this machine?" And I basically, it was the funnest thing to do the little dye in the eyes and to remove foreign bodies. And, it was something, it was immediate gratification, especially for us internists. And so, and we always patch, basically we would put that antibiotic ointment in, put a patch on, have them come back to see us the next day actually, and just look at their eyes again. If they had issues, we'd send them to the ophthalmologist. Now, again, I was pretty good, so I don't know how well everybody else did, but it was really fun, because you could actually, the eye is one of the most rapid healing places any place in the body, and the corneal abrasions.
It's fun. It's fun.
The tongue is the most.
The tongue.
And so
thank you, cooking with the kid.
Yeah. So, but the so just as so everybody knows, it's the eye can heal very, very rapidly. And we always used to patch. It was after we got a call from you. I actually looked up, and I guess they just aren't patching as much. But the patch helps with the pain. If the eyelid is continually rubbing over a wound, it just doesn't heal, and at least it hurts more. And so even if the current modus isn't to give a patch, which is what was surprising about, I was wondering why they didn't patch you, but you could do your own home eye patch like we were talking about. Just put in the antibiotic ointment, that just to make sure no infection sets in, and let the eye heal itself. Usually almost everybody remembers exactly when they get a corneal abrasion, though, because it's so painful. So you must have been just rubbing your eye at night or something, in your sleep or something. That must have been what happened. It's not just the eyelid moving up and down, though.
It's so bad. The pain is so bad that I can't even. And I am covered with tattoos, and I'm pretty good with pain. It's the worst pain in the world.
Yeah, the highest level of pain receptors per centimeter is, square centimeter is in the cornea. So yeah, it's actually the most painful one place on your skin that you can have. So part of your body.
And now I can't. So I can't even see my vision on that right eye. I can't even see. Everything's all blurry. Is it?
Yeah, that's It's still the cornea will hear clearly. As we'll see, we'll go through.
What a
Heal clearly.
professional you are, ADIKA. What a
So-
professional. The show must go on, no matter what. People must be entertained. What the fuck is this show? What the fuck? This is a doctor's appointment. Nobody cares except you. Nobody.
Nobody.
Leviton, let me tell you something.
But it will
Hold
heal
on.
people, and
It
it's
helped
something.
me.
It's important to get help with your healthcare professional, whether it's in the urgent care or in the ER.
It's important. Thank you, Mitch. Let me tell you something about this show. You wake up in the morning and you can't, your eyes feel like you got pins in them. You go to Google and you can't find anything. I have a doctor here that's telling people right now there's somebody watching this show that might have dry eyes. That's what this is. But the guy looked concerned. He took the blue, he took the pictures, and then he goes, you got to go to tomorrow. You hope you have no plans. He's like, you got to go right away. So he had concerned face, the guy.
Fundraiser for dry eyes. Do a march.
Have your sustained eye drops at home.
I
Alton,
can't
makes
read.
those,
I can't read the comments, so you guys got to look if you see anything there. Go ahead, have fun with that. I can't see it. I'm supposed to interview John Sebastian today from Love and Spoonful. I don't even know how I'm going to do it.
You go all Ahab on him, man. Just put on the patch on the eye, see through one eye. You could do this.
Ugh. Everything's blurry. You're blurry.
And you should check in with an ophthalmologist. They should have referred you to one directly.
They did.
Okay, good.
They did. They referred me to go. But I have to call up, and then I went there. It was a small little boutique type urgent care. It was beautiful. They had like a drink, anything you want. It's like really tiny. Nobody was in there. I go, this is nice. There's nobody here. It was like drinks. It was real beautiful. Then I had to go to the big hospital to go get the ointment they gave me. And that was like Walking Dead walking through that thing. I was like, oh God. You should have saw me trying to open up the elevators, and it was terrible. People and the clothes they wear. Oh, they all look sick. See this. It's just everybody got a vibe. Everybody got an image. Like this. If you're gonna get sick, well, go on my descriptions and buy one of these hoodies. They're very nice and they're very comfortable. Like that Leviton.
Yeah.
This is a good look. Look, I don't look bad sick. It's a good thing I shaved before I could see when I could see. I look damn handsome today. Right, Deb Jackson? Yeah. Deb Jackson, who would you rather have? This face or this face?
There
Nothing
you go.
wrong with my corneas.
Yeah.
Ash is right. You actually never can see the comments anyway, so he's got a point. It's like, what is the difference, actually? Corneal abrasion, no corneal abrasion. Still can't see them. You got to wear your glasses.
You know what? I'm glad we got a small little crew here in the chat, and we keep people company in the morning. What's the show, Corey? It's banter, laughter, human interest stories. My eyeballs are human interest stories. We have a doctor. It's medical. What's so exciting in your life? Tell us your life. All right, make a show. Go ahead. Yeah, the Corey Show. Everybody, go ahead. Welcome. Everybody, here's Corey. Corey, welcome, Corey.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, tell us about the Corey Show.
What's that voice? Do you hear that voice?
That's my voice.
Interfering with my microphone. Because it's my
show.
show.
Yeah.
I don't know what that voice is.
Well, to give us a show.
See what this is, guys? This is
ridiculous.
Chinese tea. I saw a Chinese doctor.
You did.
Dr. Chi would actually like the fact that I stretched my mind open enough, because no Western medicine doctor is addressing my concerns. So I just decided to go off the grid and go to China. And so he told me that my liver was off. And so I drink this tea every morning for 2 weeks, so my liver be back on.
What do you think, Dr. G?
Often people come see me and they go, I've had like 5 opinions about this, and you've seen 5 Western doctors have had the same training, and you've had the same set of eyes basically with a few variations. So yes, there's some brilliant people across the world who look at the body completely differently. So if you want actually a different idea about what's going on, see a Chinese traditional medicine doctor, see a homeopathic physician, see somebody who would actually look at you differently, and then see how the results are for you. So of course, that's why it's integrative medicine, folks. There's a lot of smart people in the world. There's a lot of systems outside of Western medicine. It's really smart to have some advice from those, and Western medicine primarily for the acute emergencies.
Well, I think that it's probably pseudoscience, but if it works, what the hell do I care?
Again, the level of xenophobia there. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's entirely an entire culture, a history of medicine so far past the level that we have currently with Western medicine, so much more deeply looking into the body. And it's pseudoscience because I don't understand it. That's actually the funniest thing.
Just because it's old doesn't mean it works. I mean, they did leeches back
They
then
have
too.
brilliant people,
And
and we
mercury.
do
They give
leech
you medicine.
equivalents today. I mean,
George
Thank you, Debbie.
Washington
Thank you for that.
had medicine that killed him. That's what killed George Washington. I mean, old age would have eventually done him in, but his medicine had mercury in it. I don't understand. We're giving him all the mercury we can give him. I don't understand.
And we're still doing that today, calling it science, because the scientific reductionism that you're depending on is why people don't get better, because they have such a narrow view of what science is. Okay, so yeah, the very most interesting thing is if the people have been duped, and the average doctor has been duped into thinking that the only
Welcome
thing
to
that
my
matters is
show.
something that comes through a double-blind placebo-controlled trial, and it's just that's a tiny fraction of what can be studied. So yeah. Hopefully with Corey, and for anybody out there, see a trusted professional, get referred to somebody like a Chinese traditional medicine physician, and then experience what it feels like to do the treatments. And that's a great way of doing healing. And if you don't respond well, obviously try something else. That's science, everybody. That's actually looking at the body more holistically, not just what's proven by a double-blind placebo-controlled randomized clinical trial. Blah.
I knew he would get a boner over that.
Okay, he's all excited. I just want my eyes back. I don't care about the science.
But if you had something like what Stefan has, you go see a Western doctor. Why? Because it's an acute emergency. I would never say go see a Chinese traditional physician for what Stefan had. But with Corey, if he's trying different things and different medications, different doctors, then yeah, absolutely. Expand your awareness, everybody, to try fields of healing that have been around for a long time. And I agree, just because something's been done for a long time doesn't mean it's good, but it also doesn't mean it's not good, which is the kind of corollary of what you're saying there.
You know what he did, which I liked a lot? He asked me all these questions that Western physicians they don't care about. He said, when you oh God, I'm gonna be careful. I can't do Chinese voice. Okay,
Yeah.
when you
do the voice.
when you go to the bathroom, is it loose or is it hard? And I told him, and he said,
what is it? Is it loose or hard?
it's always loose. And then he said, well, when you pass gas, how stinky is it? And I said, it's always, it clears the room every time.
Awesome.
He said, what's happening is your digestion too slow. And I have GERD, which is one of my main problems. And he said that, well, GERD is because there's too much pressure building up. So what you need to do is flush everything out really quick. And I used to take a drug to do that called Reglan, but that causes stomach cancer. So I stopped it. So he said, you drink this tea and it forces everything through and then you'll be fine.
Right.
But he asked me all these questions that nobody ever asked me.
Does your wife
Western.
ever ask you these questions?
No, nobody ever asked me about my stool
she knows about his
or
gas
my
issues.
farts.
Yeah. What does your wife say about your gas problems?
He looked at my tongue. He said, let me see your tongue. What does the tongue have to do with it? I loved it.
Yeah.
Right.
So you like the
Tongue
gas?
has everything to do with it in Chinese medicine, as well as pulse if they uses that. So pulse and tongue diagnoses are huge in that system. But everybody should hear that. Like, Corey took something that was scientifically studied, Reglan, and it actually causes Parkinson's as well. So here we are you're using a drug that is scientifically studied. They just didn't look at the long-term effects because who the fuck cares? Who cares? And so and that's our current idea is to use drugs that have been studied most of the times for at most 3 months at a time. The long-term side effects of almost anything we study, antidepressants, anything else, completely unknown. So we don't care. Okay, why? Because the pharmaceutical company makes them, doesn't care what the long-term side effects are. So you have to wait until the population has the cancers and or the Parkinson's. And you kind of, damn, I guess we shouldn't have used that thing that affects the dopamine receptors and led to the Parkinson's. That's Reglan, everybody. And I know he's not taking it, but that's a medicine within our lifetime that Corey's taking. Instead of seeing somebody who knows how to treat the body, the whole body, this is the Chinese traditional medicine physician. Yeah. The Western doctor has no training whatsoever in what this other doctor did. That's why seeing somebody with different eyes is such a great idea.
Yeah.
Ashley Alexander has the best comment so far.
Yeah, look at those comments. I can't see them.
Ashley Alexander, I don't know who to listen to. the trained professional or the unemployed guy sitting in his bedroom?
Let me ask you, Dr. G, like with my eye condition, exercising I should not be exercising right now, correct?
I would wait until the pain level, my eye is healed, because you don't want anything that increases the vibratory frequency that would actually increase be like rubbing on a wound. That's what the eyelid is doing now. You have a wound. You wouldn't do this to your wound all day, would you? It would keep it from healing. Well, that's why you usually patch that, and the pain is your teacher, as they say. So the pain is telling you what to do and not do. So no, I wouldn't do exercise unless I could really do something, maybe a seated recumbent bike that was not intense, like so I was just doing it at a nice pace.
Oh boy, Debbie Muller, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I go into they told
Here we
me,
go again.
no, they had me go into the scale, and then I got on the scale and I got real depressed. It said I was 202 pounds. I'm usually 180.
You're getting old.
And I work out all the time. What does that mean?
There's so many reasons for gaining weight. I believe that's.
But even when I'm working out.
Because working out's only one component of the equation.
I'm not sleeping good. I'm not sleeping.
We always talk about the foundations of health. Number one is stress and stress management. Number two is actually usually nutrition. Three is exercise. Now, they're all important, obviously. So is it a stress issue? Is it a dietary issue? If you already got the exercise thing handled, then the reason you're gaining weight is one of those other two.
Stress.
And stress. And of course, a stress to your body would be lack of sleep, of course.
And I'm not sleeping because I'm up night editing and trying to make the show better for 5 people watching.
Thank you, 5 people.
Thank you, 5 people. I love you guys. Debbie, cooking, Mitch. You guys.
Nobody suddenly hits 100 years old. It's a slow descent.
Terrible. It's awful.
Into death. And, so you have to actually work harder at being healthy every year that you live.
Yes.
It's a harder slog.
Then I got angry. I got angry in the car. I'm like, what's going on with me? I'm falling apart. It's like, come on.
Yeah, you are. That's what growing old is.
Yeah.
You thought those old people were lying to you your whole life when they said, don't grow old. It's horrible.
It's terrible.
That's
terrible,
that's a
Dr.
cultural agreement, everybody. So no, we can actually grow younger. That's the current movement as far as that goes. So can we actually biologically improve our age through a variety of things? Yes, that's another entire show, everybody. So, but
we don't have anything. We can, and
that's
give us a show, Dr. G.
Just everybody understand. I'm going to turn 59 this year. I'll be close to the age where people used to come to my practice, okay, when I was a kid. And I would say, well, he retired at 63, died of a heart attack at 67. What a good long life, okay? 60 would be a little bit early, but what the fuck? Yeah, I'm on a roll. Sorry about that, everybody. But it's a cultural agreement, everybody, is that we can age much healthier. It just takes more work when we get older and more attention to ourselves. And so this is 80 the new 40. That's another kind of a thing. But don't agree to let yourself decline. We're all going to die one day. That's not even an issue for me. It's just that we want to have that period of disability between the diagnosis and death to be very short. And so you can do that. Don't agree to the idea that you're going to just become decrepit, or you will become decrepit.
No, I refuse to become decrepit, Leventon. I refuse. I need to drink more water. I don't drink enough water. I'm looking at Corey. It's getting me anxious.
Corey's the water that he's drinking right now is perfect. So the herbal teas and other things. There's a lot of tonic things we can do. Western medicine much better dealing with acute injury, acute illness. Other systems of healing are much better for this kind of preventive medicine thing.
Yeah. See, Corey, you're a good influence on me. I need you around. Drink your water. Be obnoxious. I like it.
My liver is feeling great.
It is.
There
All right. There you
Is that
go.
decided? I don't know.
So liver, the microbiome, everything's the microbiome these days. So the fermented foods, probiotics, things that improve. Should we have normal poops? Yes. Okay. Should we have a gastric colic reflex, meaning we eat, we poop? So we should be pooping a good 2-3 times a day. Nice solid poops. That's a good sign. And if you're not doing that, sign that there's something off in that area. Of course, the microbiome affects everything.
The Chinese pseudo doctor told me that the probiotics that I take don't reach my intestine.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, where did you buy them? What is their name? Again, so there could be some truth to that. If you buy the standard over-the-counter probiotics are probably nothing. If you get good ones, then they will. The spore-based probiotics, everybody, are big these days. Megaspore is one of them. That's the kind that can make it there. But yes, the percent that make it into the colon are fairly small, but that's why that they're dosed in often the tens, if not hundreds of billions of organisms. And so, and can they make it in there? Yes, depends on the organisms, whether you take it with or without food. But yes, probiotics have been one of the most studied and helpful things in the world. So anybody who tells you it doesn't work, and sometimes, and this is the other problem with that natural healthcare practitioners, is they'll tell you that probiotic doesn't work, but the one we sell in our office does. So yes, there's many good name healthy probiotics that do help and do make it down to your colon. And there's a lot of ones, especially the kind that you see advertised on TV, that don't.
Yeah. Now, what about this whole other thing? Now let's go from health. Let's go before we wrap it up and get out of here. Dr. G, he'll be 9 a.m. today, right, on IG. So anybody got any questions for him?
Right.
Talk to him. Watch him on Instagram. Wonderful guy. He's handsome. He still looks young. He's not decrepit like some of the doctors you might talk to. He's handsome. He got good jewelry. Help me with my eye. I'm going to listen to Dr. G. What about this TMZ thing with Alec Baldwin? How did that happen?
Wow.
Corey? You muted yourself,
You're
Corey.
muted yourself,
You're
Corey.
muted, Corey.
Sorry, are you there?
He probably knows more.
Yeah.
Well, he actually a friend of mine. His friend is a cinematographer, so he told him that the gun was actually loaded with a bullet, and the reason is because the munitions person that a production would have, if it had a certain amount of people, wasn't hired because they were scaling back and trying to do the cheapest possible version. And Alec Baldwin obviously was not to blame for murdering that. I mean, there was no murder committed, but he might have been to blame in terms of his involvement as a producer of the film, because he was one of the people who made that decision not to have a specific munitions person. The prop guy was in charge of the gun. The prop guy. And, you don't put a prop guy for. And the second thing that he said was that Alec Baldwin knows, as a professional actor, that even if you have a munitions guy, and even if you have 14 checks to make sure that the gun is full of blanks, you do a 15th, you just look yourself. And he didn't do that. So
Wow. That's crazy.
that's why he feels so guilty, because he is responsible.
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would not want to be him. Honestly, people always say, "Oh, I wouldn't want to be that celebrity." I would not want to have Alec Baldwin's life, even the high points. At this point, he's ruined. I mean, as a moral human being, he's not canceled or anything.
Right.
But
mentally, what he's going through.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I feel horrible for what he's going through, but I had heard there's been several. Actually, was a bit interested in this, and it sounds like the poor lady that died was just one of those most wonderful people in the world. So that was tragic, and but furthermore, that there was other complaints of other incidents already on the set that had occurred with actual live shots, and that didn't do enough to get somebody on board to take care of it, which is a level. When does negligence become part of the homicide? Because it really was a death that was caused by a shooting, and so that's the concerning part of it. And that was the thing. The idea was they were keeping the budget really cheap. There were a couple of
crew members who walked out.
But I think it was like the day before this happened or something too. The crew members were walking out because of some of the conditions, and it wasn't just because they were staying at the cheaper hotel. It was other things, And so that does, what is negligence, everybody, and when do we play a role in these things? It's and how much did Alec Baldwin play? And obviously, I'm never going to know because I'm not there doing the investigations. But it was really kind of an interesting thing to read about because I, for some reason, especially seeing the story of this lady and where she came from was kind of captured me a little bit in a sad way.
You know what'll really freak you out? How she died? What people say, well, why would you, if you're shooting, why would you shoot at somebody's face or his head? What happened was Baldwin was shooting the gun. She was getting a shot of the gun going off, of the explosion happening right in the lens.
Oh my God! Really?
So it went through her skull and deflected off the back of her skull, came back out, and then hit the director.
Right.
Oh my God! Oh, so it went through her head?
It went right through her head. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she died instantly.
Yeah, she.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Whoa. That's terrible.
yeah.
Terrible.
I can't imagine. I mean, outside of losing your own child,
Hmm.
pain that somebody's going through worse than his right now.
Right. That
Oh
would
my
be.
God. The whole there was a picture on TMZ of her husband and her son going
Hmm.
to the location, I guess, to
Right.
go, get the
Yeah,
body.
right.
Just terrible. And then there's
Hmm.
pictures of him. Looks like he's throwing up, which it's
Yeah.
terrible. At first, I was thinking to myself, and I told him, I go, you think it was maybe, and now everybody's going to go crazy, those crazy conspiracy theory. You think maybe it was a set like down the road, like because of him and the Trump and all that stuff, how he was so,
No.
I wonder if those stories will ever come out, like things like that. People start thinking on that,
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's start one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I believe that.
right? Isn't it so
Yeah.
weird? Because he was so against, you know, and
I
people
was think it
want
was the Atlantic just did a thing on like it's like they did 20 different conspiracy theories and like 90% of Americans believe in at least one of the conspiracy theories. It was something like that. Everything is so I'm sure I'm one of them, as far as that goes. But so but it's something like that. You'd say, I wonder,
it makes you think, right?
But
And
I would doubt that had anything to do with it.
I was walking with Amber, and I go, Amber, it sounds crazy, but you ever think? And she goes, you know what? My friend was saying the same thing. And I go, oh, see, look, I just made a conspiracy, and I know nothing about it already. I'm making
Yeah.
theories up, but it's a sad story, man. It's a
Yeah.
crazy story. And then the other story is the Brian Laundrie, how he was
Right.
missing. They couldn't find him. Then there's a guy riding on a bike in the area, and then they find his body all dismembered. There's no skin anymore. It's just gone. Like so I wonder if he offed himself. Every bald guy with a beard was a mark to be a suspect, because anytime they see a picture of a bald guy, there he is with a baseball cap, and now
Didn't that
Yeah.
have something to do with his parents leading FBI to a trail
it's a weird
that they had
story.
been
Yeah,
that they had been to before? But it was covered with water. But the dog should have smelled the body underwater if
they
the
didn't
body was
smell
under.
it, but
So
the
the body might have
father.
been moved there.
But the father found something first. Is that true or not? That he found a bag or something that was Brian. It was weird. How did the father know where to lead them? And it's just the whole thing is weird. The whole story is weird.
Well, they positively ID'd the body. So you're saying you think it might not be him?
No, I'm saying it is him. It probably is him. I'm just saying it's just the
The
whole
death might have happened some other way in some other
timeline.
place.
Yeah, the whole timeline
Yeah.
is weird. It's just like, where he was hiding out with the snakes and the alligators. It's crazy. The whole thing is
Well,
just
why do
crazy.
people tamper with evidence to cover their own tracks? So maybe the parents had more guilt in the situation
Yeah.
than they're letting on.
I stopped following it because it was becoming a little too crazy after a while,
Well, if it's him, if it's really him, that's the thing that everybody wants to know, and it's over. If it's really him,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
the parents' involvement really isn't, I mean, they lost their son. No matter
Right.
if they're involved or not, they still lost their son.
Exactly.
I wonder if they're going to move the neighbors, probably, because as whichever way you look at it, people hold them responsible. They knew something. They're responsible. They're guilty, So I wonder if they'll get out of Dodge and sell that house over there. Who'd want to stay there, with all the harassment? What are you
Right.
doing, Leventon?
Aw.
Oh, the dog that hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the girls leave.
Yeah. Well, that's a cute dog.
Yes.
All right. You know what? Let's get out of here. We ended the show with health, wellness, and sadness. I mean, that's a sad story. I didn't realize the story about the lady getting shot right. She was looking at the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
There.
So 9 a.m., Dr. G on Instagram. Leviton's holding his dog to make everything better.
There you go.
I got one eye. I got to go. I don't know how I'm going to do this interview with you. Are you a John Sebastian fan, Leviton? Do you like him?
Welcome back.
Great song.
Yeah. You know that Paul McCartney wrote "Good Day Sunshine" after "What a Day for a Daydream."
Oh, really?
Yep.
So John Sebastian influenced McCartney.
1966. Paul's like, I'll have a go with a song like that.
It's funny. People look at them like a psychedelic band, but they're not. They're just a great pop band, Love and Spoonful. Really? Did you know
They
he
were
was
terrific.
terrific? Did you know he was offered to play with Bob Dylan?
No.
Yeah. He was. Bob Dylan wanted him to play with him and gave
the
him
band?
gave him a vague phone call, and he's like, "Well, I'm working on my band, which is the Love and Spoonful." And then Dylan was very vague on the phone. Well, maybe you want to play with me. Maybe this. He goes, oh, Bob, because they knew each other early on.
That was the right move because he wouldn't have got to sing at all in Bob's band.
Yeah. 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 I want to ask him these stories and whatnot. I mean, I have notes. I can't even see them, but, I'll talk to them today and then I'll see how it comes out later. But yeah, picture that. He was.
Or write. He wouldn't have gotten to write or sing. And those are the two things that he does the best.
And here's another thing about John Sebastian. Did you know his godmother is Vivian Vance, Ethel from I Love Lucy?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. These are things
That's
that
cool.
Adika needs to ask. I need to find out, get a story from him. But anyway, I'm doing that later, hopefully, if my eye's not hurting me. And Dr. G, see, look how interesting you are. I just want to eyeball back. And what should I do now, Doctor?
You should call it that ophthalmologist. Have them check you out. Make sure you follow the ointment prescription, and however it's been dosed. It's usually once a day. But
How do you put the ointment in your eye? It's so hard. I can't do it.
You can pull it off, or or the wife can help you. Either way, and so
nightmare. Okay.
And so you got this stuff, and I know you can pull this off.
All right. Well, my eye's tearing. It's that time. I want to thank everybody for the super chat. I want to thank Dr. G for his advice. I want to thank Corey for your Chinese advice. You're very wonderful. Loose stool, no good. Okay. Thank you, Corey.
Exactly.
And our condolences out to the family of that poor young lady that passed away. And Alec Baldwin, I feel bad for him too. It's a whole thing's a sad story, Right. The whole thing is terrible. But on that note, Leviton, you have anything to say to your fans?
No, Deb Smith isn't there.
She's here.
Yeah.
She's been here.
Oh, I didn't see her.
Yeah, she's here. All right, everybody. We'll see you Wednesday. I hope I see you better. Sorry I couldn't read the comments.
Right.
And be good to each other. Okay?
Take
Bye,
care,
everybody.
Bye.
It's coffee talk with Adika. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here. Stefan and all his friends.
Hey, everybody. Really quick. While I go clean my eyes, you guys do one thing. Click over here for some great episodes next to Corey, next to Dr. G. Check Dr. G out this morning, 9 a.m. Put a question about my eyes. Maybe there's something I didn't
We're
think
doing
of that you
women
could ask me.
bioidentical hormones, trying to stick to menopause. We'll be back on the coronavirus. Oh, sorry, the thing. The thing.
I don't even know what to call the thing.
Whatever, the thing next week.
Yeah. Is the thing getting better? What's going on with that thing? Is it getting better?
It's the numbers are better with Delta. Yes.
All right. Corey, anything you want to add to anything?
No.
All right. We'll see you later then.